Guys, seriously? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Immigrants Bridge Show Live. Thank you all for tuning in yesterday. We had a great time together, was able to answer lots of questions, and I am here. I will be doing the same thing now. Uh, so let's get started. I will wait for some people to join in. Today, I am using my computer for this broadcast, so it's a little bit different from how I did it yesterday using my cell phone because I wasn't able to get all the comments, so I'm not seeing them. So I'm testing it out this way to see if I'm better able to see all the questions that come through. So we'll go ahead and get started. I might also be playing around with a few things just to see how it works. This is new for me too, so just bear with me. Let me log in also on my computer and see how it goes. Okay. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and start sending me some questions. I'm more than happy to respond to those questions. I'll wait another minute or so, but if not, I am going to go ahead and dive in on a couple different topics that I think you might find helpful in which we find ourselves. Hey, Andrew, nice to see you. Thank you for calling in. Now, if you are here and you haven't yet liked our Facebook page, the Bennett Law Center, go ahead and search for us. It's Bennett Law Center, LLC, and make sure you like our page. Today was the first day we hit 2,000 likes. So I am super happy and excited we got that many likes. So please go ahead and do that. Another thing that you can do to help us out with our broadcast is go ahead and set up a watch party. So if you think people on your page might be interested in learning more about immigration, you can go ahead and create a watch party for this. But definitely share, create a watch party, and we can really go from there. So any questions about immigration that you might have right now? Jump on in. You guys are so quiet, much more quiet than yesterday. Let's see how many people we have on. Okay, we have about 21 people on. Okay, so let me start by answering a very popular question that people might be wondering about. Hey, Eric from Ocala. Shout out to my Ocala clients. Un shout out a mis clientes en Ocala. Hola. Hola, Eric. So one thing a lot of people are asking, is immigration still working at this time? And the answer is yes, they are. They're working in different ways. So if your case involves something that requires you to be present in person, those types of situations are on hold, just like for the rest of the world. But in terms of processing your case, moving it forward, reviewing whatever you've submitted, that's still happening. So I think one of the things that we've been seeing in our office is that things are actually getting approved faster. So, for example, today we got an approval on a work permit that was filed in March. Now, many of you know, if you've been a client of mine, that sometimes the processing time on work permits can take, you know, 3 to 6 months or sometimes even longer. But the fact is, we got one done in less than a month. So I think it's because there is a reduction in people pursuing their cases. Let me try that in Spanish. Remember, I speak Mexican Spanglish, okay? So my Spanish is definitely nowhere near perfect. So lo que estoy diciendo, hola Abril, hola Abril. Lo que estoy diciendo es que mucha gente quiere saber si inmigración todavía está trabajando. La respuesta es sí y no. So, como todo el mundo, por casos que hay un requisito que necesita presentar en persona por una cita, una entrevista, algo así, no puede, ¿ok? Porque las cortes están cerrados, ICE están cerrados, y las oficinas por ejemplo, en Ocala está cerrado también. So, si necesita presentar en persona a inmigración, no es posible. En el otro mano, buena noticias es que ellos todavía están trabajando. So, la mayoría de la gente no quiere comenzar un caso ahora. So, el trabajo por inmigración es menos. So, el beneficio es que si manda una solicitud ahora, probablemente va a recibir una respuesta más rápido. So, por ejemplo, yo tengo un cliente que mandamos el solicitud por el permiso solamente en marzo. Y ahora, hoy día, recibimos la carta diciendo que el permiso está aprobado. So, eso es wow, es muy rápido porque es menos de un mes que mandamos el solicitud por el permiso, pero está aprobado. So, ¿por qué inmigración no tiene tanto trabajo como en el pasado? Ellos tienen más tiempo para procesar los casos más rápido. So, en mi opinión profesional, ahora es buen tiempo para comenzar un caso porque quizás va a recibir una respuesta más rápido. No es diciendo es garantiza, hay una garantía que va a recibir una respuesta más rápido, pero en mi opinión es posible. Hi, Miss Patty. Great to see you. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of, uh, you know, is immigration open? Are they working? Now, I gave some information yesterday. Hola, Miss Myrna. I gave some information yesterday for people that are required to report to ICE in most of my clients report in Orlando, Tampa, or Jacksonville. In yesterday's program, I said you should still present to your date and allow ICE to give you the opportunity to give you a new letter. Well, that is incorrect, and I apologize for that. I forgot that they'd come out with some new requirements of how people should be reporting. So the correct thing to do is actually to call them, call immigration, and they will tell you if they want you to come or if they're going to give you a different date. So if you give me one quick second, I am going to pull the contact numbers for ICE. And that way, if you are supposed to be reporting to ICE, you can call ICE ahead of your date and find out if you need to present or if they're going to skip your presentation and just tell you to come on a different date. I'm going to provide you with the information from Orlando ICE, Tampa ICE, and Jacksonville ICE. Those are the locations where the vast majority of our clients reside. So give me one second. I will pop that into in the comment box so you guys can see it. Shout out to Attorney Shelley who pulled this great information so that it can be available to you all. So I just posted that information in the comment box below. So if you know someone that is required to report to ICE, definitely tell them, call them to see whether they need to report or not, because the last thing you want is for ICE to consider you a fugitive, because they will come looking for you. Uh, Hello, Miss Venoria, all the way from New Jersey. Hola, Jesús, mi amor, ¿cómo está? How are you, Jesus? Are you behaving yourself? This is Jesus is definitely one of my favorite clients. Such a great friend of mine. And I'm hoping one day he will come on the show and share his story. So, Jesus, do you think you'll come onto our show and share your story? Yay? Drop it in the comment box. So, por mis clientes que solamente habla español, lo que estoy diciendo es que ayer yo dar algunas información que no fue correcto. Si usted tiene una cita con ICE en Orlando, Tampa o Jacksonville, ayer me dijo que tiene que presentar a la oficina y recibir instrucciones de los oficiales de inmigración. Eso es poquito incorrecto. So, lo que usted necesita hacer es dar una llamadita a la oficina, ¿ok? De ICE. Y dice que, ok, yo tengo una cita para presentar mañana o lunes, martes, whatever día. Y dice a ellos qué quiere que yo hace. Y ICE va a dar las instrucciones, ¿ok? So, no simplemente no presenta con ICE, tiene que dar una llamadita. Y en los comments, yo pone los números de ICE en Orlando, Tampa y Jacksonville. So, eso es lo que usted necesita hacer si usted tiene una cita con ICE. Es muy importante que mantenerse en contacto con ellos, porque si usted no, ellos van a buscar y obviamente eso no es algo muy bueno por nadie, okay? So make sure you keep in touch with ICE. Oh, one thing I should say about when you are calling ICE, please be patient. In the past, they never used to answer this phone, okay? And it's almost impossible to get to speak with someone. So just be aware of the fact that you might have a hard time getting through, but it is your responsibility to keep trying to reach someone there. Lo que estoy diciendo es que es definitivamente un headache para dar una llamadita a ICE, porque ellos no es muy bien en el teléfono, pero es su responsabilidad para dar una llamadita a ellos, ¿ok? So necesita tener paciencia para tener una conversación con una persona en cualquier oficina que usted necesita hablar con ellos, ¿ok? Anyone has any questions for me? This is your chance. So definitely give me questions that I can answer for you. I'm looking, I'm watching. I see people coming on. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, we still have a pretty good audience, about 40 people here. Any questions? Do you all understand every single thing about immigration and how COVID-19 is affecting everyone? Well, let me answer something kind of specific regarding the effects of COVID-19 and how it might affect immigrants. So one of the things is, you know, that there is an expansion of unemployment. There's different grace periods and different loans and grants that you are able to apply for. So a lot of people are wondering if I am an immigrant, am I able to take advantage of some of these COVID-19 programs? And the short answer is that if you qualify, you should certainly take advantage of some of these programs. So for example, the stimulus check, That is not even something that you need to apply for based on my understanding. If you have a valid social security number, um, if you pay your taxes, this is something that I've heard that the stimulus money is being placed into people's accounts, or they're receiving the checks. So if you do not have a social security number, if you have a tax ID number, or you are simply undocumented, you're probably not going to be able to benefit from the stimulus check. The stimulus check or receipts of it, that should not have any bearings on a public charge consideration. So I know that a lot of you guys have heard the public charge became in effect in February. So people are concerned, if I'm filing for someone, how does receiving any of these new programs, how is that really going to affect me as an immigrant? And the answer is, if you qualify for these programs, you should absolutely take advantage of them. So for the stimulus check, if you've been paying your taxes, you have a valid social security number, and you meet the income requirements, you should be receiving that check, and that check should have no bearing on any public charge consideration. So let me try to say that briefly in Spanish. Lord help me to translate that in Spanish. So, por mi clientes que habla español, ustedes quizás está pensando, ok, hay muchos programas por el virus, si yo puedo cualificar. So, por ejemplo, el cheque que el gobierno dice que todas las familias va a recibir, si usted está pagando taxes, si usted tiene un seguro válido, ¿ok? Eso es algo automáticamente que usted va a recibir. No necesita aplicar por algo. No es algo así, ¿ok? También no pienso que eso va a afectar su posibilidad de su residencia por razones del public charge, el cargo público. So, si usted cualifica por su income, si usted está pagando taxes, ya está pagando. Si usted tiene un seguro válido, usted puede obtener ese cheque del gobierno por razones del virus. Now, para personas que tienen negocios, hay varios programas que puede ayudar. So, si usted tiene empleyees, entonces, otra vez, si usted tiene seguro, está pagando los taxis, cosas así, usted puede aplicar por esos programas. So, no va a afectar su caso de inmigración si usted toma advantage de esos programas. So what I was saying at the last part is that for business owners that are also immigrants, you might be wondering, can I apply for the PPP program? Can I apply for the disaster relief? You should, and you can. Of course, make sure that you're working with your bank, working with your accountant to prepare the information that is going to be required for the loans. So I think that if you are an immigrant and you're a business owner, you really should go ahead and apply for those programs if you are able to benefit from them. So I hope that makes sense. A lot of people have been wondering, is this going to affect my ability to file for someone in the future, or will this jeopardize my current case? And I don't believe so from what I have read and the seminars that I've listened to. So I have a couple more questions here, so let me see what I can answer. ¿Cuánto tiempo tarda la residencia después de haber sido aprobado por un juez? Okay, so I have a lot of clients in this. Yo tengo muchos clientes en esa situación. Tenemos la cita final con el juez y el juez dice que su caso está aprobado. Pero porque no hay números disponibles de las visas, la gente todavía tiene que esperar una decisión oficial del juez o la jueza. So, en esa situación, right now, yo pienso que 1 año y medio, máximo 2 años. So the question was, if you fought a cancellation of removal case in front of an immigration judge, and basically the judge gave you the nod that your case is approved and you should be getting your green card, how long does it take for you to actually get your green card from the time that you've had your last hearing with the judge? Right now, it's taking about 1.5 to 2 years. That the reason is that there are only a limited number of cancellation of removal visas that are available each year. So we are absolutely in a backlog. But the nice thing is, while you're waiting, you're still able to renew your work permit while you wait. And it's taking about 1.5 to 2 years on average. I hope not much longer. The numbers get released in the fiscal year, which starts October 1st for the federal government. So we should start seeing some decisions in the fall. One question, what if you only have an EIN but not a social security number? Will you get the stimulus money? No. If you do not have a social security number, it is unlikely you're not going to get the stimulus because it's for citizens, residents, or people that have the ability to their work authorized. So the answer is no for that question. La pregunta fue si solamente tiene un EIN número y no un seguro, si va a recibir el dinero. Y la respuesta es no, porque eso es solamente por el beneficio de los ciudadanos, residentes y personas que tienen permiso de trabajo. Okay, Jose, another one of my favorite people. Congratulations on your new baby, your new daughter. Very happy for you and Maria. His question is, how about people file taxes with ITIN but have American kids? Will they receive the help? In Spanish, please. Okay, so yo pienso que yo dar la respuesta. Si la persona no tiene un seguro, probablemente más que no, ellos no van a recibir el dinero, aunque ellos tienen hijos que son ciudadanos. Okay, so Jose was asking, what about people that file with a tax ID number that have American children? That's a great question. So we have lots of people that are undocumented that might have a tax ID number and they have American children. Unfortunately, I don't believe that these people will get the stimulus checks because it really is limited to people that have social security numbers. Okay, let's keep going here. Hey, Cousin Rose, great to see you. I have one client here who says that he has his own business and he's waiting to find out if he was approved for the loan. Definitely wishing you great luck. Buenas, how do you say good luck? Buena suerte, Jose. Espero que usted recibe también. Patricia is asking, how about H2? Well, H2 workers, is that an H2A, H2B? I'm not sure I know what that question is fully asking. So Patricia, if you can give me a little more details on your question, I will go ahead and answer that question. Y'all are doing great. Keep the questions coming. Okay, here is another question. Hola, mi pregunta es, tengo un hijo de 21 años. ¿Cuáles son mis posibilidades a conseguir residencia? Okay, so I'm going to say this in English first, and then I will say it in Spanish. So a lot of people are wondering, okay, I actually have I've been in this country long enough. I have a child who has now turned 21 years old. Can I get my green card through this child? The answer depends on how you entered the country. So let's say you entered the country on a tourist visa and you overstayed, you came here for a temporary purpose, but you decided to stay for whatever reason, and you have a 21-year-old child, then that person can make the petition for you because you have a legal entry. If you do not have a legal entry, then you are required to have a waiver of your unlawful entry, which is a 601A or 601 waiver. The problem is whether or not you have a qualifying relative for purposes of the waiver. So just because your 21-year-old child can petition for you doesn't mean that your 21-year-old child is a qualifying relative for your waiver. The qualifying relative for the waiver is only a US citizen or resident parent or spouse. So if you came here undocumented, you have a 21-year-old child that can petition for you, but you don't have a US citizen spouse or resident spouse or parent, you actually cannot get your green card. And I like to show this when I'm having a conversation with people asking this question. Think about getting a green card through a family member. Think about my hands. Let me try to get my hands. So on this hand, you need someone to make the petition for you. So the child can make this petition. And this is going to get approved, no problem. This hand depends on how did you come to the country. If you came to the country legally with a visa, then we can go ahead, put these two hands together, and yay, you can get a green card. If you came to this country without permission, then you're going to need a waiver. And if you don't have a qualifying relative for the waiver, unfortunately, all you have is the kid can petition for you. We still have the problem in this hand, and I can't put the two hands together, so you cannot get a green card that way. So, en español, gracias Gaby por su pregunta. La respuesta depende. So, imagino que tiene dos manos. En esa mano, su hijo puede pedirte, ¿ok? Eso es seguro. Pero para arreglar por manera de inmigración, necesita dos manos. So, en esa mano, si usted puede arreglar o no, usted tiene que demostrar que cualifica por un perdón. Y solamente puede cualificar por el perdón si tiene esposo o esposa, madre o padre que son ciudadanos o residentes. Si usted no tiene, entonces no tiene una manera para arreglar. ¿Ok? Porque ese mano está bien, pero ese mano no tengo nada. Y para arreglar necesita los dos manos. Hay algunas excepciones. So, por ejemplo, si usted entre en ese país antes de abril 30, si usted entre los Estados Unidos y alguna persona o un patrón pide antes de 30 de abril 2001, entonces usted puede pagar una multa, $1,000 a inmigración y puede arreglar. So, eso es una manera. O si tiene hijos que están en las Fuerzas Armadas, eso es otra opción para obtener una entrada legal. So, hay otras opciones si no tiene familiares cualificados por razones del perdón. So, guys, what I was saying at the end of that is, remember how I said you needed the two hands? And if you don't have, if you are undocumented and you don't have a qualifying relative for reasons of the waiver, then we can't help you. There are a couple of exceptions to that. So one of the exception is if a family member or an employer made a petition for you prior to the 30th of April 2001. If so, you are considered 245I eligible, and you can actually get your papers here in the United States, even though you entered undocumented. So 245I is a great law. that is still applicable today. We do tons of those cases all the time. The other way around this situation is if you do have a child or a family member, such as a spouse that is in the military or was in the military. So there's something called parole in place where we are able to apply to immigration to get you that parole. And basically, that parole is considered a legal entry. So remember the two hands. Now you have your petition, and now you have a parole, which is considered a legal entry, and we can put the two hands together and you can get your green card. So those are a few exceptions to the rule. But it's fairly a complicated question. That's one of the situations where I think it is worth having a consultation with an attorney to review all aspects of your case. So what I'm saying here should not be construed as legal advice. This is just some generalities. So it's definitely worth the investment of having a legal consultation where an attorney can dive very deep into your cases. Because every case is a little bit different and it's worth it. In our office in particular, our consultation fee is only $100. It is a minimum amount to get a wealth of information. And as I have always said, if I can help you, I will tell you I can help you. If I can't help you, I will tell you I can't help you. So that is definitely one of the things we guarantee, that we're not going to take your case if we don't think we have a great chance of winning. Let's see. Here is a question. What if I've been a resident for 5 years and not yet a citizen? Can I petition for my mom or dad? They live in Mexico and have never been to the United States. That's a fantastic question. So if you've been a resident for 5 years and you are not a citizen, we need to talk. Okay? You need to get your behind settled in and become a citizen, because if you are only a lawful permanent resident, you cannot petition for a parent. Got it? If you're a lawful permanent resident, you can only petition for a spouse or a child, not a parent. So if you want to petition for your parents, and if you're a citizen, the process is about a year, maybe a year and a half, you need to be a citizen. So la pregunta es, si yo tengo mi residencia por 5 años o más, pero no soy ciudadana, puede pedir a mi mamá o mi papá, ellos viven en México, pero no ha llamado a los Estados Unidos. Si usted es solamente un residente, no puede pedir sus padres, ¿ok? Solamente puede pedir un esposo o esposa o hijos, no padres. El derecho a pedir padres es solamente por ciudadanos. So, si usted tiene residencia por más de 5 años, tiene que darme una llamadita, ¿ok? Porque tenemos que hablar. Usted tiene que hacer su ciudadanía muy rápido. Okay, that was a great question. Thank you. Andrew is asking, if I came here on a ship visa, is that considered a legal entry? That is a yes and no. So it is a legal entry. However, that legal entry prevents you from changing your status. So if you come here on a crewman visa, you cannot adjust your status and get your green card, because a crewman visa is literally you're passing through. We're not giving you permission to visit or to stay. You're supposed to just pass through. So the answer is, it is legal for you to pass through using it, but in terms of getting a green card, the answer is no. La pregunta es si entre con una visa de una barca, si esa entrada es legal. So, la entrada es legal, pero no puede cambiar su estatus aquí con este tipo de visa, porque el permiso es simplemente para pasar por los Estados Unidos. No es para visitar, no es para quedar un tiempo aquí, es simplemente para pasar aquí. ¿Ok? So, por esa razón no puede arreglar su estatus aquí con este tipo de visa. I'm going to take maybe 2 more questions, and then we're going to wrap up for the night. Okay, so If I become a citizen, will my child automatically become a citizen too if under the age of 18, or do I have to file separately for that child? That's a great question. Hi, Misha. Hey, boo. Um, so the question is, hey, if I become a citizen, will my child automatically become a citizen too? The answer is yes. So under I forget the legal term, but basically they will become a citizen if they meet certain criteria. If they're already a green card holder, the law changed in 2001. So yes, they will become a citizen. Now, how you get proof of that is a different story. I will always encourage my clients to file for a certificate of citizenship as opposed to just applying for the passport. I have seen people, oh, I'm just going to apply for the passport. Well, I really disagree with that because they are going to dig and try to find all kinds of things. You really don't have a person to talk to. So I would vehemently recommend that you do not just apply for the passport, apply for the proof of citizenship. That way, with the proof of citizenship, you can apply for the passport and you will always have some type of proof that this child is a citizen. And we do tons of those cases every year as well. Great question. La pregunta es si usted tiene su ciudadanía, si sus hijos que tienen menos de 18 años, si ellos también es automáticamente ciudadanos. Y la respuesta es sí. Pero cómo obtener la prueba es muy importante. So, en mi opinión profesional, yo pienso que la mejor cosa que tiene que hacer es aplicar por una certificado o prueba de la ciudadanía. Ellos van a recibir un certificado similar a su certificado de naturalization. I can't even say that in Spanish, so I won't even try. Yo pienso que eso es la mejor manera para hacer. No, absolutamente yo no pienso que tiene deber aplicar simplemente por el pasaporte, porque en mi experiencia mucha gente tiene problemas aplicando solamente por el pasaporte. Here's an interesting question. Can I file for my stepchildren without filing for my spouse? I am a U.S. citizen. The answer is yes. It might raise some eyebrows with immigration, but the answer is yes. You can file for them without filing for your spouse. When you're a citizen, you can actually file, you actually are required to file a separate application for each person. When you're a green card holder, you can file one for your spouse and the children are included. It's a little backwards. La pregunta es si soy ciudadana, si yo puedo aplicar por mis hijos sin aplicar por mi esposo o esposa. Y la respuesta es sí. Puede aplicar por los niños separado de su esposo. So sí. And my last question for the day is, tengo una pregunta con la situación del coronavirus. Migración todavía está deportando a la gente. Yes, so ellos todavía está deportando gente, sí, pero es poquito diferente. So, más antes en la programa estoy diciendo que sí tiene una cita para reportar con ICE. Usted tiene que saber que ellos están cerrados al público. So, si usted, por ejemplo, tiene una cita viernes, tiene que dar ellos una llamada antes diciendo que, ok, yo tengo una cita viernes, usted quiere que yo presenta o va a darme otra cita, ok. So, no ir en persona. Y yo pone en los comments los números de las oficinas en Orlando, ok. Tampa y Jacksonville. So, si usted tiene una cita en el futuro, en ese tiempo, tiene que dar una llamada a inmigración y pregúntale, ok, ¿qué quiere que yo hace? ¿Ustedes va a darme otra cita o qué es la situación? Es difícil para obtener una respuesta porque ellos no son muy buenos y, con los teléfonos, pero tiene que tratar. So that last question was, with the coronavirus situation, is immigration still deporting people? And the answer is yes, they are still deporting people. However, if you are required to report to ICE, the best thing to do is to give them a call. Okay, give them a call, and I've dropped the numbers in the comments. So please go ahead and look at those numbers. Call ahead. Hey, if you have an appointment on Friday, say, hey, got an appointment on Friday. Do you guys want me to come, or will you just be giving me a new date? But you must call. It's a pain in the butt to call them because they never answer the phone, but it is your responsibility to give a phone call. Okay, definitely give them a call, and they will give you further instructions. Do not go there in person. And that's it for me today. I hope I got to the majority of the questions. If I didn't, I'm back here live tomorrow at 7 o'clock to answer any questions you have for immigration. If you have a situation that you think you might need a consultation for me to dig deeper in the case, I would be honored to do that. You can do so by giving us a call at 352-557-8989. And our wonderful receptionist, Daphne, is happy to make consultation. Right now, we're not doing in-person consultations. We're doing consultations via Zoom. So you can see me and I can see you. So if one of my staff, if you can just drop our number in the comment so that people will have phone numbers to make consultations, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Estoy diciendo que si usted necesita, si usted tiene preguntas más específicas a su caso, por favor, darnos una llamadita. 352-557-8989. Y la señora Daphne puede hacer una cita conmigo. No vamos a reunirnos en persona, estamos haciendo por teléfono y por Zoom. Ok, so darnos una llamada. Todavía estamos trabajando y estamos abiertos. Si usted no, how do you say that in Spanish? Por favor, like our Facebook page, Bennett Law Center, LLC, if you haven't already done so. And of course, please share the good news that this is a new immigration show, and I am here and happy to answer any questions that you have. And I thank you so very much for listening in tonight and supporting the Bennett Law Center and helping us to promote the good that immigrants do in this country. And our job really is to help people achieve the American dream. So thank you for your time. Remember, like our Facebook page, Bennett Law Center, LLC, like our Instagram page, Bennett_law_center, so you can see all the great things that are happening at our firm. On behalf of the BLC crew, thank you. Good night.